Okay, here we are again. Hi, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to another chit chat episode. I'm liking this. I'm liking that we're hanging out here so much from the house. So far, nothing new. If you're new here, I am in the process of purchasing a house in Sweden, and I have a vlog series documenting that, but right now there's not much going on there, so I'm taking the time and telling you in these videos about the process behind this journey. And today I want to talk about the actual retreat that led to all this change. I know I've touched on it in, I think it was the very first vlog, where I was talking a little bit about it, but the change has been so significant and so profound, and I feel like I haven't expressed a lot of it. And yeah, I'm really happy to share that with you, and especially since I'm going on so much about how shadow work and all that kind of stuff can become tools to avoiding your life, and that I'm myself throwing myself into life right now much more than I'm doing any sort of shadow work or any type of inner work. Or I mean, it is inner work, but you know what I mean. And that, of course, is the result of me doing inner work and me doing shadow work, and especially at the Curveball Retreat, which is the name of the retreat. So I want to go into that, because when you're not at the point where you are actually able to throw yourself at life and just go for your desires and take risks and take chances and be okay with things not working out, which is a consequence of the path that I am on right now. You might not be able to do that because there are things that need to be addressed through inner work, which is a more secure setting of like looking at things rather than having life confront you with them, which is why you're avoiding life in the first place. And for me, the most significant realization that I had at the Curveball Retreat was actually not during one of the sessions, but I'm sure that all the work we did in the sessions led to me even being able to have that realization. I want to tell you the story behind it, which was that at breakfast I took some of the oatmeal, and this is, I mean, it's these mundane things. It's like these really small things that can make you realize stuff. I was going for the oatmeal and I realized, oh, for me this is too dry. I would like to have some milk with it. And there wasn't any at the buffet. And I noticed the discomfort cropping up in my body and feeling like I really don't want to have to walk up to the counter in the kitchen and ask them for milk. Like I really hated the idea. I'm the type of person up until then I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm like fine with whatever is given to me. I don't like being inconvenient, or I didn't like being inconvenient. And at that moment, I could just really notice that I wanted something else than what was given to me. And I could also notice that this wasn't a huge deal. Like, you could go and ask for milk. Like, what's the problem? And then I was like, oh, if you think that this is a big deal and you feel really uncomfortable asking for that, then it's no wonder that you have issues getting the life that you want. Because if you can't even ask for the small thing, how do you expect yourself to be able to say something when it's about something bigger that takes more courage to actually say something, or when it's about something that's actually really important to you? Like, how do you expect yourself to be able to speak up and say what you really want in those moments when you can't even go and ask for milk? So, long story short, I did walk up to the kitchen, walk to the counter. And I mean, the staff was really friendly, and I knew that. So it was nothing like that. It was just this a general, I think it was a way of living for me to not ask for things, like regardless of how nice the other person is. or to not want to ask for things. And so as I walked up there, or when I walked up there, I saw not only were there all kinds of milks standing there. I mean, this was a vegan. All the meals were vegan, and I mean, when I talk about milk, I mean oat milk and almond milk and all that. But anyways, so not only did I discover that there was a huge variety of different kinds of plant-based milks standing there, there was also peanut butter, which is one of my favorite things in the world. And I hadn't even considered that I might want that on my oatmeal too, but I did. And that to me was the profound realization behind that, that we're so afraid of all the things we don't know about ourselves, and we're afraid of our own desires. We're afraid they're dangerous or they're shameful or whatever, so we don't even go for them. But what you're missing out on is actually not all the shadows that you're going to be faced and that are coming to the light and that you get to transform, blah, blah, blah. What you're truly missing out on is the joy that, like, when you're going for your desires, it creates more desire, and it creates a, oh, there's a fulfillment of desire, and at the same time another desire is being fulfilled that I didn't even know I had, and it's even better. Like, it gets even bigger and better with every time you go after your desires. And I realized, like, oh, I'm taking this whole self-development, spiritual journey, inner work, all that stuff, I am taking it and only making it about the bad stuff, or about all the things that you don't want to feel, or doing it in a way that it's like, yeah, I'm doing this because there's all this painful stuff and I need to get it out. But in reality, life isn't about like constantly facing yourself with pain. I mean, we have to deal with the pain that is there, but life is about joy and going for joy, and you will not be punished for going after your joy. You will be rewarded, and you will not be rewarded with that it ends, and that once you have the thing that you want, that you don't want anything anymore, and that makes you truly happy. No, once you get the thing you want, you will want either more or something else, or you're realizing something that you hadn't even thought of that you want, and then you go for that. And that's the reason I have been able to live my life ever since that breakfast the way that I do now, that I go for what it is that I want. I don't question it so much. I don't do like a deep dive into my inner world before I do it to figure out what exactly it is that is lying behind it that I truly want, so that I can avoid being faced with whatever shadow. Like, I mean, you heard me talking in the last video about how I ran into this pattern of, oh, I'm apparently attracted to emotionally unavailable people. And like I said, yeah, that was very painful. And it's like, okay, but I'm moving on. Like, that was something that happened. It came into my consciousness. There were also good things about that. It helped me get a lot clearer on what it is that I want. But like, it's not the focal point of my life anymore. All the painful things, they're like things I'm dealing with on the way to getting what I want, and they help me figure out better what I want. And I am getting what I want every day, all the time. It's small things, and even the big things with the house. Like, even though on the outside it looks like everything's up in the air right now, to me it doesn't feel that way. Like, my dream around the house and what I'm wanting it to be keeps building up, and I'm looking up stuff. Like, I got another paper that I need to open a bank account the other day, and I'm just moving forward, and it feels good, and it makes me enjoy everything. It makes me enjoy the small things in life, because in the big picture I'm aligning myself with my dreams, and I can still feel how deeply this the learning in childhood, and I don't think I'm unique in that, and that's why I speak openly about it, because I don't blame my parents at being having, or that they were particularly bad at that. I think all of us, and including our parents and the generations before, most of us are not raised that life is about going for what you want. We're all, or most of us, raised to believe that our desires are bad and that we shouldn't follow them, and that there are all these other things we should be doing instead that make us good and lovable. And so, yeah, where was I going with this? So yes, it's understandable that you're not going for what you want. Neither did I. And it took me this realization that it came through the oatmeal, but for me, that's in a nutshell how life works. Go for what you want. It will not stop the desiring. It will create more and even bigger desires, and your desires will be fulfilled. Oh yeah, that's, now I'm coming back to the house. That is why I'm not worried, because I know I have the desire, because the possibility of it becoming a reality is there, and it can only become a reality through me, because I'm the one having the desire. So I need to go for it and fulfill it, and like draw in all the pieces of the puzzle that it takes to create the realization of the desire, of the dream. So yeah, of course, some days I'm telling myself, oh, if it's not this house, I'm gonna get another one. But I can feel very deep down, no, I really want this house. And sometimes I can still feel the pain of, oh, you're not gonna get what you want, because that's how it's always been. But over the past weeks, or by now we can even say months, I've proven to myself, like, no, you always get what you want. It doesn't always come through the path that you take your first step on. It's not always the first solution. And that's the thing, when things don't pan out the way we expect them to, that doesn't mean the entire dream or desire is like, oh, you're not gonna get it. It just means it's not gonna come this way. Try a different one. And I know I've said this before, but like it's so crucial. You really, we all need to remind ourselves of this when we come into these moments, and they do come, where it feels like, oh, maybe this isn't happening. So just, it will happen. You have your dreams and desires because you're supposed to go after them. They will not go away. All that might happen is you might run out of time and look back at a life where you didn't go for your desires. And so what? So you never tried, so you didn't even lose it because you never tried. So I know it's hard, and maybe you can't start there. Maybe you do need to do inner work, and I do highly recommend that you check out Teal Swan's work, and especially the Curveball Retreat. I will link the info below, or ask me in the comments more about my experience, more what you would like to hear about. And yeah, this is what I have for you today, and I hope you found some inspiration in this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the comments and seeing you next time.